Om Namah Shivaya. The Classification of Dharma. Discourse by MahaPeriyava from the book Voice of God, Volume 1. For the conduct of social life, several functions need to be performed. Functions performed by intellectual effort, those performed by physical effort. There are several varieties in this. All these are necessary for the community of people to live prosperously. If it is considered that one function is superior and other inferior, it is wrong. Every one of our families needs rice, salt, clothes, books, and many other things. To meet these requirements, is it possible for each of us to do all jobs like producing the grain, making salt, weaving clothes, printing books, etc.? The farmer who tills provides not just for himself but for all. The person who weaves does so to meet everybody's requirement. In the same way, people engage themselves in trade for the convenience of the society. Some join the army and fight for the country. Similarly, some have to engage themselves in meditation, pujas, and yajnas and protect the Shastra for the spiritual welfare of the whole world. It is to enable the people to divide the functions between them to their mutual benefit and live cordially that our Dharma Shastras have beautifully worked out the way. The question is how to divide the functions. If it is suggested that it should be done according to each one's suitability, everyone will overestimate his own suitability. If it is to be according to mental attitude, then everyone will like to have only a job with which prestige is associated. In that case, what would happen to other functions? How to distribute the functions among all people in a manner conducive to social life? It is not enough if it is done as a one-time measure. How can it be done for generations? How can merit and attitude be determined by external tests? If it is said that everyone is free to compete for everything, how is it practicable? Who will spell out the functions? How can it be done? It is for these reasons that Varna Dharma was put in place, making the functions hereditary. Whatever the function, if he considers what has come to him hereditarily as what has been ordained by Parameshwara, and he discharges it with the thought, I am doing this for the welfare of the world, that itself becomes the means for his own spiritual upliftment. For people engaged in different functions, disciplines are laid down conducive to spiritual redemption. If a person who toils with his body is told to have upavas, fasting, can he do it? For those who are engaged in intellectual activities, body care is not that important. It is to enable them to give up the attachment to the body. Disciplines like bathing, fasting, rituals, vratam, austerities are prescribed for them. If it is understood that ritual observances are related to a person's functions, there is no scope for quarrel. Instead of giving up an achara, customs and practices, because we do not know their meanings, if we try to continue them, they will be helpful later when we come to understand their meanings. It will be good if people not only follow the dharma but also help others to protect theirs. Instead of telling another in a spirit of competition, why do you follow the dharma? You come to me, or saying, I will adopt your dharmas. Even if the person wants to give up his dharma, he should be told, look, my dear, you continue to observe your dharma, that will do good to you and also to me. In discharging functions, no one is superior or inferior. Since the society has to function properly, the Shastras have divided the functions and shown the way for discharging them. If everyone starts functioning as he likes, functions meant for common good will not go on properly. This is because today everyone is greedy for the other man's money. All people will take to ways and means by which more money can be earned. In such a situation, there will be no division of functions conducive to public welfare. Therefore, if each one follows the trade that has come to him hereditarily and the discipline associated with it, public activities will take place without rivalry and jealousy in the society. But they will also achieve self-purification, Atma Shuddhi. These things should be thought of if, in the name of reform, deformation should not be indulged in. Irrespective of who does what trade, the government has the duty to provide the basic necessities like food, shelter, and clothing. It is only when the needs are multiplied beyond this that rivalry and jealousy are generated. There is so much confusion today because acquiring money is considered to be everything. This should change, and everyone should develop the attitude that performing his duty properly and the satisfaction gained from it is each one's Swami, God. It will then be peace everywhere. There is a variety of eatables. There are several ragas. Similarly, there are several functions to be performed in this society. We add salt to rasam, but if we add it to panagam, jaggery water, it will spoil the taste. If the swara of one raga is mixed up with another raga, it will be jarring to the ear. Nowadays, people have lost the taste for enjoyment. Those who perform Harikatha resort to cheap wit and humor in the midst of moving Puranic stories. People also enjoy it. When much fine food is available, people chew tobacco which has no taste and is bad for health. There are small vagaries. The biggest vagary is creating confusion about Varna, which lays down special dharmas conducive to common dharma. Om Namah Shivaya. In the next post, we shall listen to the discourse on Varna Dharma by MahaPeriyava. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Shankara Jaya Jaya Shankara. Kanchi Shankara Kamakoti Shankara.